You'll be there for us, time for us to, with us, begin our conversation on the Anambra election, which is 11 days away, like was said earlier. And we'll be taking a conversation with the chairman of the ZLP party, Chief Dan Nwanya. We'll be touching on security and economic growth in that state, amongst many other issues. Chief Dan, good to have you with us.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, viewers.
Thanks for joining us. Well, it's 11 days to go, and INEC is still insisting that elections must hold in Anambra State on November 6 amid the current security situation in that state and other parts of the southeast. What do you think? Should the election hold?
Well, first of all, let me use this opportunity to congratulate High Chief Raymond Opusi on his 70th birthday, which we all participated in. We pray for God to continue to give him good health. He has contributed immensely to the development of this country, and he has used the instrumentality of his God-given establishment to give voice to the voiceless, to people ordinarily that wouldn't have been heard from different sectors of the economy. Now has access to information, has access to IT, has access to rare power, could talk to Nigerians. Most people have become millionaires and billionaires passing through here. So Nigeria still needs him, and I think he should not relent by all these distractions. You know, we have distractions. We are in a society or in a country where people are witch hunted for no reason. I know a strong man he is, once he's committed to his beliefs and he's sure he has not done anything untoward, he fights it to the end. And those who are pursuing him all over the place, they should leave him. He has done nothing against the law. He has done nothing against the system. Rather, he has contributed more than anybody, including all those pursuing him put together. So this nonsense should stop. And the society should be allowed to be free, and people should exercise their views and opinions. So I wish him happy birthday.
All right.
Now, back to Anambra election, whether to hold. It's clear that the election will go on. It's heartwarming with the position of the president, Muhammad Buhari, a few days ago, insisting that the election must go on. There's nothing wrong with that. And we're congratulating him by the measures he has put in place. That is, if it is executed to the end. But before then, we consulted with INEC when the security situation was on. Some of us were of the view that the election should be postponed a little bit to allow tension go down and to build more confidence in the people to come and vote. We are told that soldiers will over the place, will be all over the place, the policemen will be all over the place. And we made suggestions that, look, we hope the presence of the army and the police, the place being taken over by them, will not scare people from coming out to vote. And that may mean a governor may be elected with less than 50,000 votes. So we consider those options. Another school of thought was of the opinion that it means they have succumbed to threat by whoever was doing that. But we also make the point that this won't be the first time election was postponed. We have done it even during the presidential election based on insecurity. But since everybody is of the opinion that it must go ahead, let it go ahead. INEC has been ready for that election. And INEC doesn't control the security. I will only appeal to Anambra people to come out and vote. And also appeal to the security agencies not to harass, intimidate people that will be coming out to vote. Because reports we are getting from unprovoked behavior of some of these security agencies, not only in Anambra in the southeast, will mar the election. So in the president giving his directive, he should be firm and clear in giving an unambiguous statement as to what is expected of them. We want a free and fair process. We want Anambra people to exercise their franchise. Let them exercise their right to choose without interference.
All right.
Because this election is very, very important.
Yeah.
It's very, very important because this is an election. If the proper person is elected, we change Anambra from what it has been.
Chief Wayang, talking about the process. Now, Anambra has been in the news for all the wrong reasons recently, and the electioneering process, as we know, cannot do without ad hoc staff. Just on the dailies this morning, we saw INEC ad hoc staff resign en masse because of the threat of IPOB. This is a major concern for people. Do you think that this mass resignation will affect, the polls come 6th of November?
You see, that was, I didn't want to come out giving too much details as for the meeting with political parties held with INEC. I raised the proposal that we should tarry a while. I raised the issue. I made a powerful argument in the meeting that we don't want people to die. Even INEC, we don't want your staff to die. We don't want citizens to be killed. Shooting, killing people now is no longer any issue. It's nothing. As far as the Southeast is concerned, it is nothing. And I don't want to deviate from them, but it's like he's an Igbo. Kill him. Let me give you an example of what happened during the NSAS anniversary. You know Dixon Irebu?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was there. Even the DSS people identified him. Yes, we watch your program. But why did you wear this cloth here? He was wearing the Igbo Isiago. Why did you wear it? He said, what's wrong with the cloth? Before he could say anything, the butt of the gun was used to smash his leg for wearing Igbo dress. You see, the hatred has gotten to that point that we must be careful. For wearing Igbo dress, he just came out yesterday. And during the event yesterday, he identified one of the DSS person. That one came to him and said, I'm sorry for what happened yesterday. I told him when he called me that day, I said, look, government did not give the directive. DSS did not give this directive. You see, people are overzealous. And it's when you give a body language without saying anything, they go and carry it out. So that was why I made that suggestion that day in INEC. And I started by saying, if election was conducted that day, Obiora Okonkwo will be governor. But we don't want to be governor on a rail of blood on the street. I said, look, let us be governor so that the people we want to govern will be alive to see the development Obiora Okonkwo will bring in the state. So that was why we brought that issue. And these people resigning now has given you an indication that the place is still not safe. The people must accept with the security that, okay, the situation is clear. But let us be going, and let us see how they manage it.
In 2011, I think the National Assembly elections was put forward by a week due to logistic reasons given by INEC. And I also remember that in 2015, elections were postponed by 6 weeks to enable the government then, address the security threats in the northeast. In 2019, we also had a situation where the presidential election was also shifted by a week and so. In your proposal for a shift, your initial proposal for a postponement of the Anambra governorship election, what time frame were you looking at? Because, the security situation or issues we're having now in Anambra State and in the Southeast has been on for quite a while. So what time frame were you looking at for government to effectively address the situation before elections can hold conveniently?
You see, the Constitution provides for election to be held for certain periods before the end of tenure. We can push it up to that point. But let me even push it further. And I made that point that we are in a special circumstance that will warranty and guarantee our being safe in tarrying a while. Assuming, without considering, that we got to a point that even the election would not be held beyond the constitutional provision? Are we going to cut our nose to spite our face? Those are such special circumstances that the State Assembly will take a position on what to do. You cannot, when people are being killed recklessly on the street, even by security agencies, and you say they should come and vote, they will not come out. Then you have an unpopular governor. I am talking of coming out to vote. I'm not talking about the results that will be written. If it is voting, you may not have 50,000 voters in the 21 local governments in Anambra State. That was why we made that proposal. Since it was not accepted, you can see this development of that Hawk staff saying no. There will not be, there is no guarantee.
Chief, why do you think that INEC is going on and insisting, if the coast is not clear?
Just a minute. You see, we are putting 35,000 policemen. We are putting, it's just there. At least with those numbers, go to the state that day. There are polling units, you will not see one policeman. It's just within the town and a few local governments. But the havoc is always done outside the periphery of the state capital. The police is overstretched. Police cannot do beyond its capacity. Poor training, even lack of arms. When police is supposed to have a huge allocation to take care of the security, instead of doing that, we are bringing the army. In other climes, you don't see the army.
Chief Wanyango, you're an Igbo man and a major stakeholder in the politics of the Southeast, and of course, by extension, the country. What is really going on in the once peaceful Southeast region of Nigeria?
You want me to tell you the truth? The truth is that what is happening in the Southeast is important.
How do you mean?
Non estu factum. It is not the deed of the Southeast. Little thing they say IPOB, ESN. I was shocked. Garuba Shehu and the additional did not say that the rail line that was blown up a few days ago was done by IPOB. I was shocked. I was expecting them to say IPOB has reached Kaduna rail line and ESN. I was shocked they didn't say it. Very soon, people will quarrel in their homes and we'll be hearing lies. IPOB must have spoken to the wife. That is the stage we're getting to now. These things were important. And I said it from the first attack in the correction center in Imo, in Owerri. It was later the governor said, look, we have arrested 400 people. About 80% are not Igbos. Now they're getting some hungry Igbos who are going with them. Did you hear the story of the DSS person that was shot? Later they said he was shot in error. These things were imported.
Let's assume, you know, it's imported as you have said.
Yes.
Is it possible for an imported crisis to thrive for this long without the complicity of those within?
No, that's what I'm telling you. I've told you that they are now recruiting hungry Igbos to be showing them what to do. Let me tell you, the Igbo man is not destructive. I've said it that most Nigerians don't understand this. Igbo man that has invested everywhere in Nigeria. Even this issue of agitation is because they are nowhere. And that was why in one of my interventions in 2016, I said the Igbos should consider President Muhammad Buhari's government as bad business, bad investment. Even though they didn't invest there, they should forget it. And they have forgotten it. But they are still not allowed to determine their own future, to determine how to survive. I have said it repeatedly. Only President Muhammad Buhari can solve this problem. And I recall in that interview, I said, look, get Nnamdi Kanu. If you like, blow him up. It will not solve the problem. So keeping him there is not solving the problem. Has he spoken? But the thing has heightened. Nnamdi Kanu is not the issue. The matter has gone beyond Nnamdi Kanu. And that's why I said, only the president has the capacity to say enough is enough. It's not by arms. It's not by Tukana aircraft. you may push them into coming to be a terrorist organization. As far as I'm concerned, they're not. Forget about what they term them here. The terrorists in this country, we know them. We know them. So don't stop blackmailing EC and IPOB. And I must caution, I am not a member of IPOB. I am not in his ESN. I am for united, fair, equitable country. And my position is clear. It's not negotiable. But all these they are pushing to the east, to IPOB, ESN, they are not doing it. These things are imported, and they know it.
Chief Waya,
you have this. Sorry, yes, sir. You have disarmed everybody. They know that the east has the capacity to get these people. But how? You get somebody, they take him away, post him somewhere else. It continues. Let the governors speak out on what they have found in the southeast. So it has been put there, one, to demarcate the place.
I want to talk about the concerns, because we know how the problem of insecurity started in Nigeria. We know how it has grown over the years. We know where we currently are with the problem of terrorists and bandits and kidnappers, and people just pulling out a gun and killing another person without looking back. Your concerns about the Southeast, if this persists, you have said that this can stop if the president chooses to stop it, but we're seeing another hydra-headed monster being raised in the southeastern part of the country. What should be done before we have another northeastern situation in that part of the country, and before, you know, the fire engulfs the whole country?
You see, the people have passed through a lot. I came back from the southeast about 2 weeks ago. I was on a particular road, manned by soldiers. And I watched the extortion going on. That has been on over the years. Security agencies now lobby their organs to post them to the southeast, because it is only the southeast and south-south that they make money. Drive from here to Kaduna and count the number of checkpoints where you have the bandits. Drive and find out. In the southeast, as soon as you are passing, getting close to Benin, it is almost every kilometer. And the amount is certain. I said, look at this soldier. I thought soldiers don't do this. Say, oh, guy, you don't know. Now them they collect now. At times they post women by the corner. You go there and give the money. Nigerian soldier that is highly rated. I don't want to talk about the policemen. So they have faced a lot in different forms. Brutality. They'll come and see you, a young man, you have dreadlocks, you have this, they are patching these trousers, they get you, they bundle you, take you away. The security is aware of this. So is it the act of the security, or some people are being overzealous? That's why I told you that President Buhari alone, as the #1 citizen of Nigeria, has the absolute power to say, okay, gentlemen, stop.
The buck stops with the president.
So if he doesn't do it, and we think fighting with importing more fighter jets to Ghana and all that, it will escalate it. Then you push them to a point they can produce distance.
Chief Dan,
just a minute.
Chief Dan,
just a minute. They can produce distance to fight back. Small boys can produce distance. This is that we are spending billions to buy. It's because Nigeria is a country that we are not ready to develop. We're not ready to develop. They can produce distance. Small boys that didn't even go to school. So don't push them to that point. Because we're not asking for war. All they're asking for is treat us as you have treated others.
Chief Wanya, the police authorities have on several occasions linked the security crisis in the southeast to the activities of IPOB, allegedly. And now you have said it has nothing to do with IPOB or ESN. But how come IPOB issues a sit-at-home directive, a civil disobedience order, and the people comply virtually 100%? Not because they necessarily believe in the ideology of IPOB and ECN, as the case may be, but they comply out of fear of possible attacks if they do not. How do you explain that?
You see, I will also refer to my last interview, 17, 18. I said, Nnamdi Kanu is the only human being living or dead that has such followership in this country. There's none. That people will go on their own, raise their money to go on an event without being paid anything. Azikiwe didn't have that followership. Obafemi Awolowo didn't have that, neither Aminu Kano. I say, President Muhammad Buhari, this is the kind of guy you should do business with. That was 3 years ago. Now we are saying he's in the hands of DSS. And they're still obeying it. When I go home, I don't go out. On Mondays, I stay in the house. I'm in the village. I don't want to be attacked. Definitely, the instruction is there. But in Nnamdi is here, is with you. Has he opened his mouth? And that's why I said, this matter has gone beyond Nnamdi Kanu. It has gone beyond him. Nnamdi Kanu cannot even stop it unless those issues are addressed. What are the issues to be addressed? Equality, unfairness, not allowing them to be free. So, these instructions don't go anywhere. Look at the day he went to court. And I thank God the DSS was able to bring him. Thank you, DSS.
Will addressing these issues you're talking about also, put an end to these imported conflict you're talking about in the South?
You see, when I told you that only President Buhari, they know what I'm saying. They know what I'm saying. I'm not talking from the cattle field. I'm not living under the rock. I know what I'm saying. And they know what I'm saying. You cannot, look, the Igbo nation is the most hated tribe in Nigeria. It is guaranteed.
How do you figure?
The Igbo nation is the most hated tribe in Nigeria. That is settled.
An Igbo man goes to the north, does business, become rich and come back home.
Wait. Let us not argue about it. Go out now and do a survey.
No, but we've also heard people, Fulanis say right now in Nigeria, the Fulanis are the most hated in Nigeria.
See, I don't want to go with semantics. I don't want to go with issues that, okay, this has happened, let us do this. No, you know it. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. How many Igbo men will walk into an office and get what he wants without talking to anybody?
It applies to virtually all.
No. You see, I gave you an example that somebody prominent that has a program on television, but because he wore Ishiagu, a security agent paid with taxpayers' money, used the gun on his legs. Just 2-3 days ago. It is ancient hatred. Look, we have to clear all this. Nigeria is a sweet place. Before this time, nobody knew. Go to any part of the north, go to anywhere. You see Igbos all over the place. If the Igbos don't believe in Nigeria, they won't be investing everywhere. They won't be investing everywhere. And not that tribe.
Exactly.
Not that tribe has done that.
Because you're saying that the Igbo man is the Igbo tribe is the most hated. It's quite debatable. Because
it's not debatable. It is settled.
The resourcefulness, the enterprise, the hard work of the Igbo man will amount to nothing if other tribes do not accommodate the Igbo man.
Do you know where?
And as I've said earlier, the Igbo man is accommodated in the north,
do you know where there is no policy to bring down the Igbo man? It is only in the southwest. I told people we are having a short conference sometimes. I said, look, tell me the Igbo man. Because we are talking about this thing. I said, what will happen if the Southeast doesn't get this presidency? That was my question. They said, no, we'll go to Yoruba because we are saying it must go to the South. They said, no. I said, no. Tell me the Igbo man who's a millionaire today, a billionaire or trillionaire, who didn't start from Lagos. There was no policy to bring him down. He was free to do everything.
Chief, we have other areas of this conversation, we want to also look at which is the election. So let's redirect and go back.
You
to
moved me to that place.
Yeah, so we're
I
redirecting.
was going to talk about. I was going to talk about how we are going to put Obiora Okonkwo.
We cannot have you here and not raise all of these issues that concerns the southeastern part of the country. It's important we have this conversation. The issue of insecurity is even germane. And to the elections, it has its effect on the elections. So let's talk about the ZLP party. Dr. Obiora has been going around the country. His campaigns have been everywhere. And we have seen some of his campaign policy, one of which is job creation through business opportunities. Let's talk about that. Just like you said, the Igbo man is a very enterprising man and entrepreneurial in nature. They're not the set of people who necessarily believe in the white-collar job. So what kind of jobs will your candidate, if elected, will be creating in that state?
If you look at the 10-point agenda, it is encompassing from every sector. You see, and those things he has itemized there, as you are talking about job, some of those things he's doing now, human capital development. It is not enough for you to graduate and come out. He will add value even when you are in school. A lot of people wants to get to government house because they want to be called the governor. Check all of them, look at their policies. Obiora Okonkwo will tell you, this is what I want to do. This is how I will do it. He's not claiming to build a bridge where there is no water. Job creation includes those that have graduated, those that are not skilled, they have to be skilled. Those that it's not everybody, it's not a must everybody must go to the university. Some people do well after secondary school. You get them and build them up so that they'll be able to do something. There's a small boy from that Anambra.
A young man.
A young boy. He's about 11.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
He's about 11.
Okay.
He did a generator without fuel, without oil. That's why I told you, they should not push these boys. 11. He has never been to school. And it was working. Then he connected the people now who are coming there to charge their phones. He has never been to school. He's from Anambra. There are some of these. Another one did an aircraft from waste. The thing took off. And he directed it, he came back. If we're a serious country, there are people like this all over the country. We put them together. See their areas of specialization. Train them. Those who have to send to MIT, we send them to MIT. That's how countries develop. But what they will look at, who is that person? Okonkwo. That is Nigeria. We don't go for our first 11. Look at the rubbish going on in the country. Obiora Okonkwo is a thorough person. He took time to look at the problems of Anambra State. And none of the candidates did that. He looked at the problems of Anambra State and addressed them in the best possible way. It is in the interest of Anambra people. If they want Anambra to move forward from where it is, not retrogressively. I listened to former Governor IPOB. He was apologizing to Anambra State that Obi announced 7, possibly 8 years. It's a waste. He apologized to them, but you brought him. You told them that this man will continue from where I stopped. Because he had no agenda. I was in I think it was Florida, when they met Anambra people. What is in Florida? Yeah. When they met Anambra people overseas. Obiano. Then Ifeanyoba was contesting on that Labour Party, of which I was the national chairman. So Anambra, the place was full. So candidates were allowed to speak. IPOB was the one speaking all through the meeting until I raised an objection, which was applauded by everybody. I said, Your Excellency, you are not running for election. Allow Obiano to talk to Anambra people. Why are you the one campaigning for him? Was he not what Comrade Adams Oshiomhole did for Obaseki. And let people who want to govern come out themselves and say, look, I want to govern. This is my agenda. So he has apologized to Anambra people. But he's also bringing another person. So if the first one failed, what is the guarantee that the second one will not fail?
All right, Chief Wanyama.
Sorry, the point I'm making is, Obiora Okonkwo has a broad-based agenda from youth development, from capacity building, from infrastructure. In fact, he has said he will attract $10 billion. And that he has done. Investors are already coming to him, hoping that he will win the election. They are ready to tap into Anambra State. Huge investment.
All right.
He has the contacts, and he will be transparent in his government. So it is in the best interest of Anambra people to vote Zeni Labour Party candidate, Obiora Okonkwo. They will now see what government, what governance is, good governance is. Different from what they have seen since 1999.
Incidentally, he has to come through a platform, a political platform,
yes,
for him to succeed in the November 6 elections. He left, due to some internal wranglings and crisis within the PDP, he left that party for the Zenith Labour Party, the party where you chair. And some persons believe that the ZLP is relatively new to the southeast and, of course, in Anambra State. Do you think Obiora Okonkwo can make an inroad on the platform of the ZLP?
That is a lame argument. Labour Party was new, headed by me in Ondo State. We unseated a sitting governor and elected Governor Mimiko. Labour Party was new in Edo. Most people didn't know that Adams Oshiomhole was in Labour Party. It was working together with ACN that Adams became governor. So that argument doesn't hold waters. We are talking about candidates. What is the capacity of the candidate? What can he do? He's already an employer of Labour. They know him in Anambra State. He has thousands of people across the state under his employment. So we are giving you a good of merchantable quality. We say take him. He is better and he's the best for this job.
Okay.
He will do it. It will not be empty promises because he has already been doing things, some of the things that are in his 10-point agenda.
I know that one of that 10-point agenda is rapid rural development.
Yes.
And this is one area that is usually always neglected, when in the states, because you say the local governments, there's always a struggle to even get, autonomy of financial autonomy for the local government areas. Are you saying that for his agenda for rapid rural development, will this include looking at the growth and development of, the local government areas by way of fiscal autonomy for them?
Yes, of course. The first thing, if you look at the details of his agenda, the first thing within 1 year he will do is to conduct the local government election. They've not done that in Anambra because they are relying on their funds. He will do that. Then he will get government back to the grassroots. He talked about investment. You don't have to wait for federal allocation. I listened to your paper review this morning when Majid was talking about governments putting on their thinking caps. You saw what the Akwa Ibom man is doing. That was the point. Each time you get into Ibom Air, you are sending money to Akwa Ibom state government. Unknowingly, but they have also taken you to your destination. So Obiora Okonkwo has this in details, and that's why he's talking about having access to about $10 billion, which is guaranteed he will get, and put it in the system, infrastructure, rural development. That is all. Have you been to Oka? You've been to Oka? Oka is like a glorified local government. For how many years since 1999? If you get to Oka, you won't believe that is the state capital. If you look at the map, the drawing of what Obiora has in Oka, you will take Oka to be Abuja. These are what governments have not done. And it is not rocket science. Once you have development at the heart of your programs, you will do it. How much does it cost? But they look at other things. Even the resources coming from the state, IGR, it is not well tapped. On each and any we can fund that place without even federal allocation. But is it tapped? The people are not doing what they're supposed to do, or they're doing it to get into the wrong place or wrong places. So that is what Anambra needs. Anambra needs a man of vision, a man of character, a man of integrity, a man who says he will do something and he will do it. And the examples abound. He has done a lot, even with his establishment. You look at what a man is doing now before you give him governor. You don't just take somebody and make him governor. Somebody was talking to me the other day about, I think it was Dan Olasi that was on your program. We argued it yesterday. On Sunday, I went to pick my wife from the airport. All of them were in the plane. Himself, my own candidates, Professor Soludo and all that. So I told Dan Olasi, when you get to television, speak about your candidates. Stop talking about my candidate that, if not, that is coming from the wrong zone. He is the best for the job. I said, thank you for saying he's the best for the job. You know he's the best for the job. He's not coming from the wrong zone. And I gave an example. You don't know when God wants to bless a state by making something not to happen in the way you think about it. Because I was coming. I took Imo, for example. After Chiku Denwa, Imo governorship was to come to Owerri zone, my own zone. He left us and go to Hakim Okigwe zone. That one was short-lived. Imo got up to take it rightfully. He left us and go to Rochas, the government that destroyed our state. Rochas left. We came back. God brought Hope Uzodinma. And today, Governor Hope is showing Imo people what road construction looks like. I'm giving this, that's the point I want to bring. He's showing us certain things that we have not seen. I can't remember, I mentioned this before in one of the programs, maybe for emphasis. I can't remember when I saw street lights in Imo. Now, as you're approaching Imo, it looks differently. But this is a man they don't want to give opportunity. So God may want to bless a state. It will not, God said, your ways are not my ways. And my ways are not your ways.
I'm actually really concerned about this zoning controversy in Anambra State.
Yes.
Your candidate, Obiora Kunko, comes from the Anambra Central,
yes,
which many of the people of Anambra State believe has been favored to produce more of the governors in that state. Won't this impact on the voting pattern, in the November 6 elections against, the ZLP and its candidates?
If that was a basis, it would have shown in the PDP primaries. In the PDP primaries, they disenfranchised his voters about 13. They manipulated the system. Yet Obiora Okonkwo lost by 4 votes. If the zoning was strong, Obiora would have gone distant last. Which means the people of Anambra in PDP wanted Obiora Okonkwo. And most of them are working with him. Look, there are occasions, circumstances will arise. You look at what is best for our people. So that zonal thing, since it didn't show in PDP primaries, the man that won defeated him by 4 votes after disenfranchising his own voters. That was done with the intent of achieving this so-called zoning. I'm not impeaching zoning, but the candidates that are coming from the other zones don't match Obiora Okonkwo. And we cannot leave our first 11 and go for third 11. We will not win the match.
All right.
So we are giving you the first 11. Let Obiora finish. He can go back to that zone.
Chief.
Obiora Okonkwo is the best for this job. And I plead with Anambra people. I plead with Anambra people to look at the candidates, not their party, not their zone. Because we are no longer talking about, it must be our zone. So you bring a lame dog and make governor. Instead, we'll be going back. You are the light of the Southeast, and indeed the light of the nation.
All right, Chief Dan Wanyanwu, National Chairman of the Zenith Labour Party, ZLP. We want to appreciate you for coming on the African Voice this morning. I will wish your party and its candidates well as you go into the Anambra governorship elections.
All right, Chief Dan needs to know that we've spent 40 minutes already on this conversation.
Yes.
Thanks for checking out Symphony on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.